Alright, we're back. So I'm going to try and see if I can get us to the moon without using any of the fancy new modes that I don't want to learn that they've come up with. So I want to come here maybe and... Actually, let's talk about what I've just done. So we have a somewhat circular orbit, right? Vaguely. I mean, more elliptical. So 200,000 on this side, yeah, 500,000 on that side. So it's... Where this is height from the center of the planet, or from the surface of the planet, not center. So it's a little more circular than the numbers might say. But we want to get to the moon. Here it is, the moon. So we are on a tilted orbit from that. So I want to tilt my orbit to align it to that. So if I come to this side and I accelerate perpendicular to my path, you'll notice it just twists that. And at some point it's going to stop twisting and just start to make my orbit actually go that way, but you get the idea. So let's do that. Let's try and align a little bit better with the moon. So let's come over here. Let's try and align ourselves with our goal to start. Try and add... Where did that turn again? But I turned on our stability assist, so it's going to help a little bit. And now let's go ahead, since we're pretty closely aligned, let's go ahead and warp to our maneuver. Let's see. Alright, so we are about there. Let's try and align ourselves a little better, and let's see our delta V go down. Once it gets pretty close to 0, we'll just stop it. So we see how our orbit is shifting here, right? It's aligning with our intended track. Oop, overdid it a little bit. Good enough. And now, let's keep with these maneuver nodes, because you want to plan what you're doing ahead first before you actually do it, right? I want to get to the moon. Let's come here and set the moon as a target. So, yeah, because the moon doesn't align with our orbit well, so it's trying to show us where we're on alignment with the moon on that DN and AN thing. So the goal is going to be to get there. So if I put a maneuver where I am, right, I want to accelerate, what it's going to do is it's going to move that outer side of the orbit out, right, the aphelion or apoap system you're talking to, out like that towards the moon. Now, because it's not lining up, I'm not really hitting it, right? Let's try and look above. So, like, you know, I'm not on the same axis with it. So we might have to try and mess with this to see where I can launch this from to actually hit it. So if I come over here, where'd it go? Thought I saw it. Very quickly there. So you can see if I come here and do it there, I'm going to interact with the moon, right? Because it's showing me how it's changing. Now, why does it change our orbit a little bit? You can see that we're planning this yellow orbit that has a green orbit. Strange, huh? So let's go. I'm trying to align this. Oh, I didn't show you what this blue one does. Maybe let's go ahead and cancel this and show you what the blue one does. So if I add a maneuver node here, or wherever, right, the blue one is towards the planet or away from the planet. So if I accelerate towards the planet, it shifts my orbit and rotates it that way, right? So let's do that again. So if I shift, it twists my orbit and makes it go a little more that way and extends it that way. But you'll notice it doesn't leave this spot. It always still starts at the same spot because, well, it's all about energy, right? I'm adding more energy to it, so I'm not going to lose the potential energy I have here. It also just changing my velocity from this point. So as long as I'm still in orbit, I'll still come back to that point. And if I go the other way, it just goes the other way, right? So let's see. Now let's see if I can find the moon again. I wonder if I can use these guys to do it better. Oop. Yeah, there's a moon interaction. So right now, it looks like we're going out past the moon and then coming in behind it, which is very interesting because when we come in behind it, you'll notice I get this big, wow, my velocity is sending me outside the Kerbal system, or the Earth system, right? And I get kicked out, and I don't know if it's going to show me if I zoom out more, or if it's just on top of the planetary orbit still, because we're so far zoomed out. But I get leaving the influence of the planet. That's going to be called a gravity assist, right? So that is what's happening, right? Oh no, it's not. I am sorry, I messed that up. So we're coming in on this yellow path, and then it's interacting and it's bumping out like this. But you'll notice this green path is much bigger than the yellow path. So we're getting a gravity assist. We're coming in behind the moon. Let's, yeah. I'm trying. Just want to zoom, set my focus on the moon. Focus view. So we're coming in behind the moon, and that's what's happening there. So now we're missing it again. Now if we switch from the other side, oh, maybe this, I may have said the wrong thing. I may have confused myself about our directions here. So that one's definitely giving us a boost, right? And the farther it is from the moon, the smaller the boost is. And if I get closer to the moon, the bigger the boost is, right? Up until, yeah, that's a huge boost, right? From the gravity of the moon. But I mean, in reality, with this one, that's real close to crashing. But yeah, I'm getting this huge gravitational boost from the moon. And if I go the other side, right, I missed it. So now, the green one's the one after the interaction, right? So now if I'm coming in just right on the other side, it's slowing me down, right? This side speeds me up. This side slows me down. And look at how tiny my green orbit is afterwards, because I'm losing all that kinetic energy. Now you'll notice the place where I'm interacting with the moon, I still end up going back to there, but I'm losing all my kinetic energy, so in reality I just crash into the, well, Kerbal, not Earth, but... So hopefully you get the idea a little bit about gravity assists and orbital interactions here. So let's try and get rid of some of this extra stuff and just hit the orbital motion again. Let's close this if I can. I'm real bad at changing my focus on here. I can do it to the moon, but I can't seem to change it back. Okay, camera auto. Nope, back to the moon. Bear with me for a moment. Let's see if I can fix this. No, but I don't want to add a maneuver. I want to get rid of that maneuver. I'm trying to hit delete on it. Ah, whatever. Okay. Let's see. It was easier earlier. Oh, I switched ships. I must fix that real quick. And I will switch back to the other one. So hopefully it retargets my ship. Much better. Okay, so here I am. I think it's Still got the maneuver node, but don't know how to get rid of it. There we go. So once again, so if I want to unset target, getting rid of all the unnecessary lines. If I want to come here and round my orbit out, I'm going to come to my apoapsis. Then I want to accelerate in the direction I'm going, which, let's see if I can see the other side of the planet, is going to round out my orbit. And you can see in a second those are going to start to switch, which means I have a pretty round orbit there, right? Now, if I come to basically where I am, right between the apoapsis and aphelion, the best place to do this. If I want to rotate my orbit, switch the plane, right, I can hit this guy and twist it this way. Or if I want to go the other way, I just go the other way. So now that's accelerating perpendicular to my orbit, right, but not towards the planet. Now, if I want to change the orientation of my orbit, I see how the aphelion's over here and the perihelion's over here. If I want to change that, I can accelerate towards the planet, which is lowering my aphelion, or apoapsis, and raising my periapsis. And it's changing the orientation of it and where my ellipse is centered. Right? That's towards the planet. You can see if I do that enough, I'm eventually going to crash into the other side. But, I mean, I'm going so fast now I'm escaping, but now I'm crashing into that side. And, of course, if I went the other way, it rotates it the other way. I think that's all. So I will talk to you guys later.